What's up, everybody? Celtic Scarecrow here, back with another video. Get those 10s and 20 views. We finished with the AFC, which I do want to say, shout out to. I'm gonna give you a shout out because what's your name? Okay, I wasn't. It's like the end is the end. 1, 2, 3. Because he actually left a comment saying like how you gave the Broncos a C, but that means you watched the video. So thank you for actually watching the video. And yes, I gave him a C. You drafted a kicker in the 6th round instead of an actual player, and you could have got a kicker in the 7th. Just saying. But we're moving on to the NFC side of things. I was going to do the East today because there's a video I'm going to do where it's like if NFL teams were other sports teams from the major sport, the 3 other major American sports, who would they be? And we all know the Dallas Cowboys is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Both look decent during the regular season and get knocked out way too early in the playoffs. Like, fan base keeps claiming it's this year and it never is. But now we're doing North. We'll go the same direction. So let's flick over to here. Also, I will say any real NFL draft grades that aren't at least like 3 years into the draft, like Bryce Young's draft class, should be judged at the end of this year. That's what I'm saying. All right, moving on to the Bears. They need O-line, 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 yeah. They need O-line, D-line, running back, safety, and tight end. This one's a little question mark. I thought they had a decent tight end. But we are starting off with the drafts. I can turn that off. They drafted the tight end out of Michigan, wide receiver out of Missouri, offensive tackle out of Boston College, defensive tackle from Texas A&M, linebacker from Maryland, corner from Texas San Antonio, guard from Michigan, and running back from Rutgers. I am going to give this one a C. Yes, you hit what you were supposed to hit, but you draft the worst of the 2 first-round tight ends, and they had both on the boards. Your biggest problem is that O-line is not good, and Caleb Williams likes to play hero ball, which doesn't work when there's a lot of pressure. And you didn't address it until later in the 2nd. It's like, I know there was a lot of good offensive linemen here if you weren't going to draft Tyler Warren. But it's like, other than that, it's like you needed right back safety. It's like you did, like, I don't really watch too much of the Bears, but like you did draft O-line, D-line, running back, and tight end. But it's like guard here, but it's like late. So it's like, yeah, I think the Bears' biggest needs weren't addressed kind of early enough. I'm a big fan of teams being like, oh, what was our, like, the Chiefs. They're like, hey, look, we got out-muscled in the trenches. What did the first couple picks do? Picks in the trenches. So, yeah, this is not terrible, but I don't think it's great for the Bears. So, I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. Mess up like I did the one pick. Moving on to Detroit. Sorry, you don't get the fancy logo. The Detroit Lions needed edge, O-line, safety, D-line, and wide receiver. They didn't get depth from what I can remember. They got, like, Hutchinson was great, but he got hurt. A lot of their offensive defensive line got hurt. So they needed more depth than anything. Maybe a quarterback. So you don't know how long Goff is going to be there for. You know what I mean? Like, slightly bigger. Like, is Goff the guy? Is he going to be there long term? That's a lot of questions you got to answer. Starting off with defensive tackle. Yeah, when you have Aiden Hutchinson on the edge, if he's healthy, you add a really good defensive tackle, a guard, wide receiver, guard, edge, safety, and then wide receiver. Here's the thing. If this was Chicago's draft, like, this is how you do it. This is a good draft. This is a solid, I'm going to give this. I don't like to doubled up on a couple positions, so I'm going to give you a B. just because you doubled up, it's like, all right, cool. You need defensive tackle and edge. Got both those. You did get 2 interior linemen. They are very important. But does that mean your 2 current guards aren't good? You're going to pull what the Panthers did and cut one. I don't hate the 2 wide receivers because it's the third and the seventh, so it's perfectly fine. But yeah, this is a solid draft. I think this is how you want to attack a draft per se. So yeah, solid B draft for the Detroit Lions. Moving on to the Green Bay Packers. Tom Grassi's team. Don't know who Tom Grassi is? Go check him out. Really good. Definitely it inspired me to kind of do this kind of stuff. They needed corner, wide receiver, edge, D tackle, O line. This was in Green Bay, and Tom actually did announce a pick. So, bastard, yeah, showing this. They do go with wide receiver in the first, for like first time in like 23 years. Offense tackle, wide receiver, edge, D tackle, corner, O lineman. I like this because it is a lot of stuff that they needed. Like they did not have an edge rush from what I can remember. And I think, but it's like, so I'm actually going to give this a B due to the double edge picks. Now, if one of these two was a corner, and they like if this corner pick here, right, yeah, this corner pick here was like instead of like the Texas guy, and they picked an edge later, I would give this pick a solid A pick. It's like you did double up on O lineman, but look, it's the gap that is what's key there. Yeah, this is a solid B draft pick. I just don't like the you needed a corner and you took 2 edges in a row because I know you probably need an edge, but you gotta have somebody. You probably have somebody already that plays edge. So, I forgot to put down B and B. Moving on to the final team of the division, the Minnesota Vikings. So they needed corner, O line, safety, linebacker, D line. Definitely think O line is definitely a big thing. You have a young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. He did look good during the preseason before he got hurt. So also corners with that division, yes, be good. So looks like it's like after they fix your O line, you should focus on defense. Is what they're saying that there should be. Scrolling down, they went. Oh wow, they only had. I can fit all of them on the screen without scrolling. Guard, wide receiver, defensive tackle, linebacker, tight end. Like, I don't hate it. It's like, I am. It's one of those things where it's like, for the amount of picks they have, I have to give this an A. It's like, is this what you need to help this team out? This defense looks pretty decent. It is getting older. So what you do? You start building from the line out. Defensive tackle and linebacker. I was very high on Colby King. That was one of the guys I was kind of hoping Carolina zeroed in on. But got taken there. A big defensive tackle there. That's built inside out. Guard. Need to protect that young quarterback. Start right up the middle. Now receiver. It's like, yes, they draft a receiver. Not big need. But at the same time, get your young quarterback weapons. You have a top tier receiver that I'm having a hard time remembering his name. Why am I? Yeah, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. You have Justin Jefferson. Go get another guy. Because, like, when I pulled up the receivers, it's like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Rondell Moore. It's like, those were the only really guys there. So it's like, you might as well go get a weapon to hopefully grow with your young quarterback. and incentivize to Jefferson, hey, look, we are trying to get you help. So, yes, let's go back to the main screen. So it is. We did give the Bears a C. I just think they kind of, I don't know. The Bears, like, it could be a really good draft class. If like Loveland turns out to be better than Warren, great. But it's like I don't think they addressed their biggest needs early enough. Detroit B, solid draft. I just don't like the doubling up of a single position early. Like, yes, it was the 5th round. They got their second guard, but if they would have gone like safety or D line there, I would have been a lot more like happy with that. But still, solid B. Next up, the Packers again. B. I like the Packers draft class. I hate the doubling up 2 picks in a row. There, I think if you flip one of those to a corner or another pick, you can have it would have been a really, really solid draft class. And last but not least, the Vikings, I'm giving them an A. Just for the fact that it is quality over quantity on this one. I am definitely someone who says get as many picks as you can due to the fact that you don't know anything about like half these players. But I do think they, with their 5 picks, they did an amazing job with it. But that's it. That's all I have. Go to Thursday. We'll be doing the NFC East. My reaction channel is now going to be Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Video games are kind of popping up whenever. But that's it. That's all I have. I'll see you weird people later.